One goes back to years ago, one of my heroes. I didn't have a father, but a man that I deeply respected. I read a book by him. And in this book, and that's one of the things that stimulated me to come. My first answer to someone would say, why is Dale Brown here? Was by a quote by Martin Luther King when he said, quote, an individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of the individual concerns to the broader concern of all humanity. If we don't fight for all the humanity, and we don't fight for what's right, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. The second reason I'm here is because of my love for our city. When we made a decision to wear retire, but go anywhere in the world, we knew what we wanted to do in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And the reason I'm here is because history has shown us that time is cluttered with the wreckage of communities that practiced intolerance. As a coach, you constantly stress to your team, don't let being good stop you from being better. Passing this fairness ordinance will make us a much better city, period. No doubt about it. I certainly hope all members of your Metro Council, and I know some of you, even a former Tiger type, I hope you all have the moral courage to do what's fair and right. Not what somebody's manipulating you, trying to intimidate you to do politics, business, or anything else. What's morally right. Moral courage made this the greatest country in the world by far, and I've been in 90 of them. However, whenever there's a lapse in moral courage, just a little lapse, eventually all of us will suffer from the effects. Moral courage is the most important of all virtues. There's none equal to it. Because without it, we can't practice any other virtue consistently. Moral courage sustains itself in the face of difficulty and finds the strength to persevere boldly, to face fear, manipulation, intimidation that goes on with something. Now, great social transformation, such as the end of slavery, the women's and civil rights movements, and the end of colonial rule, they all begin with public awareness. Not behind here first, behind here. All public awareness. And with that in mind, a few committed and courageous people that had nothing to gain brought about these changes because they refused to accept intolerance towards others. Napoleon Hill, considered one of the greatest writers in history on the topic of success, wrote a superb piece on intolerance when he said, when the dawn of intelligence shall spread over the eastern horizon of human progress, and ignorance and superstition shall have left their last footprints on the sands of time, it'll be recorded in the last chapter of the book of man's crimes that his most grievous sin was that of intolerance. I've seen this in so many ways. I've experienced it when I recruited. When I started integrating this program, I got death threats on my life. My wife got obscene calls. I got mail, nigger lover, what are you doing? And they justified it in many, many areas. The same people that I read that signed paper about what we supposedly shouldn't do, we all turned around and pledged allegiance to that flag. The last 4 words we said, and justice for all. Our world will only function properly when we show true love, really true love and respect to one another, and eliminate all forms of prejudice and intolerance. Pope Francis showed that compassion when he said, quote, if someone is gay or lesbian and has goodwill, who am I to judge them? A community, a business, a family, a team, it must be built on love and fairness. Now, you members of the council have the opportunity to show all of us that community and fairness will be given to everyone by passing this long overdue ordinance. In making your final decision, please remember, the bottom line is that this issue is really about basic fairness and decency and treating others the way we want to be treated. That's it. That's simple. Mankind has never advanced a centimeter by fighting, hating, or being intolerant. The only notable advancement we've ever made in the history of the world is when we've been brothers and sisters at a labor towards a common goal, recognizing that the best potential of me is we. Thank you for your attention, and please let your conscience be your guide on this important issue.
Coach,